Hey, welcome to another video. So basically, as you can probably tell by the title, me and two other developers decided to challenge ourselves into making a mobile game within a few hours. So a huge thank you to Zoop, I think that's how you say it, from Hive. He's one of the main developers and also records all the videos. And also Madbook, who's a fellow indie developer. Both of their channel links will be in the description, and so without further ado, let's begin. So the rules are pretty simple. There is only one rule. And basically we have 2 hours each, and we're going to do it in a relay style, so each of us is going to take turns. And that 2 hours does not include commenting and planning time, because let's be honest, without commenting, it'll take us quite a long time just to get used to the code. So we began planning, and after throwing a few ideas into the mix, we decided on a very casual mobile game. The best way to explain it is to say that there are balls flying onto the screen from all directions, and you have 4 balls in the center. You have to match the balls in the center to the colors flying onto the screen by rotating the 4 balls in the center. So in this case, the 4 balls in the center is our player. I hope that makes sense, because we didn't really understand it either, even after my amazing paint demonstrations, which I can't understand why, because my paint demonstrations are amazing. Nonetheless, we decided to crack on. And yeah, we decided to call it Spin My Balls. So, first up was me, and boy was I ready. So ready, I created the project using the wrong version of Unity, despite us explaining and agreeing multiple times to use a specific version we all had. Anyway, I began work on getting the player set up. I had an issue with velocity on the rotation of the player. For some reason it was just playing around when I swiped left. It was perfectly fine when I swiped right, but the values seemed to be quite a lot less when I swiped left, so the player was moving a lot slower. After deciding that Unity gods have already made their mind up and won't tell me why, I decided to come back to it later. I moved on to getting the ball spawner to work. Nice and simple, it's basically a game object off the screen with the pivot of the center of the screen, which rotates randomly around that pivot every time we need to spawn a ball. I then set up a timer to spawn the ball after a certain amount of time, and then began work on the colors. So I added a list of colors and made it so that at the start all 4 balls use this color. I then set up a very basic collision system where basically every time a flying ball collided with one of our balls, we just added to a score variable. I then used this variable to add more colors at a certain point. The adding color is very simple. It just picks the color we haven't got and then picks one of the player's balls that has a duplicate color and applies it. I then moved on getting the flying balls to pick a random color off of the colors we have in our list. The list being the colors that have actually been applied to our player balls. Now that we have colours in play, I then altered the score system to take a life on collision if the colours doesn't match. I then moved on to fixing the player's rotation as best I could whilst rushing because I haven't really finished everything I wanted. I managed to get the player to a playable state with no rotation issues this time, which is good. So I moved on to the last thing that I wanted to implement. Basically, if a ball gets past the player balls, I wanted to take a life. So I added the collider to the player, and just as I opened the script, my alarm went off. So next on the list was actually adding comments, because obviously I'm not allowed to add any more features to the game. So basically I started adding comments so that the next dev doesn't pull their hair out trying to understand my spaghetti. I then zipped it up and sent it off. The next morning, I woke up and Zoop had completed his 2 hours, which was pretty awesome. I was hoping he would get power-ups done, and spoiler alert, he did. So I unzipped the package and started to play through. This was also the part where I found out I used the wrong Unity version, as I woke up to Zoop slapping me on the wrist. I'm joking, he was pretty gentle. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about Zoop's part here, mainly because he's also going to upload a video. So I'll put a link in the description, so if you wanted to go check it out, you can go check it out. I then received a new build from Madbook later that day, and again, I'll have a link to the video in the description for Madbook's video if you want to check it out, but check this out. Personally, I think it looks insane, considering we only spent 6 hours on it, in Relay, with only our code comments to help out. We have the camera effects, particles, sound, power-ups, and a working score and life system, but best of all, I think it feels quite fun to play. Probably not from the gameplay, because I suck at it, can't even be good at my own game that I helped create, and also considering that we've never really worked on a project together before, so it was really cool to see how we could actually work together and how similar our ideas were. The game dev community continues to surprise me. Everyone is so nice, kind, and always wanted to chat, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. You may see more about this game in the future, so be sure to hit that subscribe button for more content, because I'm having a ton of fun making these videos. So yeah, Thank you for watching.